Alright. Hello fellow viewers and welcome back to yet another edition of Safari Sunday. And well, we're gonna try and get these out of Area 1 that we haven't gotten yet. Maybe this time we'll be a bit luckier in terms of getting a Gloom or a Natu as a shiny. Also, I would excuse myself for the being slightly late. Hey there, Ahmed. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? So yeah, what I was trying to say is, last stream I said that I was going to finish earlier, but how do I say it? I managed to change the date of that appointment that I had, so I can stream the almost full 4 hours. That wouldn't be a problem. So disregard that statement that I did last stream. Alright, good luck, thank you, darling. Right, so we start off where we left off with Safar-Zone Area 1. This time I would like to try for a Natu, and I'm not gonna use a synchronizer. I can already get a Natu without one, and maybe we'll hit another frame with that, but I do want that shiny Natu, so I'm gonna try it without a synchronizer. Sometimes I switch them up. I mean, I do have them in my team right now. So the Espeon is the Adamant synchronizer and the Umbreon is the Quirky synchronizer. So I'm gonna copy this frame, paste it in Eontimer. Make sure that if you also want to do this, set it to generation 3, and in the options, this is where this cog is. Usually cogs are always a symbol of options. I mean, you've probably noticed that. And you need to set the console in the preferences so a window will pop up which is called preferences, and then with timer, I don't think you see this. No, you don't, but should you also do that, be sure to not forget about that, because the frame delay is slightly different if you use a 3DS or a DS. Just a heads up in case you didn't know that and you would be trying for way too long and you're asking yourself, why isn't this working? This might be the case. I know I also once messed that up and forgot that I was trying on a DS, and I forgot to, what I was meant to say, I forgot to set it to DS and not GBA mode. And sadly you can see it, but when you play on a GameCube Game Boy player, like I am right now, then setting it to GBA will work, because the frame delay is exactly the same. It's basically emulating a GBA. Alright, let's... I babbled, talking for way too long. Now, let's finally start with the fun part, getting the shiny. So, yeah. Hopefully, shiny Natu. Let's see what happens. How much do you rate my team in Pokemon Emerald from 10? Salamence and Rayquaza and Solrock and Gardevoir and Gyarados. So, Salamence is a good choice in Generation 3. It's one of the best Pokemon competitively as well. So that is pretty good. Rayquaza or Rayquaza, however you pronounce it. I mean, that's a Uber for a very good reason. Solrock is pretty solid. Excuse me for that terrible pun. But it is rock and psychic, which is good, because I wouldn't give your team from what I see here, I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10, because Salamence and Rayquaza have both have a 4 times weakness to ice. So a team that would have a lot of ice types, or usually almost every team in Generation 3 carries at least one Ice Beam user, so that would be kind of a problem for your team. And Solrock and Gardevoir, I mean, Gardevoir is very good, at least in Generation 3, but do keep that in mind that you have two Pokemon that are very susceptible to a very commonly used move in Generation 3, which is Shadow Ball. And Gyarados is also very good. I mean, probably give it a 6 out of 10. Also beaten Pokemon Emerald, and now I start Pokemon Fire Red. Oh, that's nice. So do you play them on cartridge or on emulator? If you want to share. For those wondering what I do, I always play on cartridge, so on retail, as some also call it. So if you hear someone talking about retail, that usually means a cartridge that was bought like in a retail in a store. So actual hardware at the actual game and not emulated or on emulation. And like I mentioned, all I do is use retail cartridges, so real games. And it's pretty nice seeing that the RNG manipulation also works on cartridges, because I mean it's been a while, but 10 years ago people thought that was not going to be possible. They thought that it was only possible to time that correctly using emulation, and yeah, here we are. And also shout out to my Patreons James Carson and Kaiser Karmazin, because thank you so much for the support, and remember that for each month that you stay subscribed, you are allowed to ask me for any of my Pokemon, any clone. Can be a shiny, can also be a non-shiny, but I still need to put some pictures up on the Patreon, because I've noticed that it's a lot of shinies, and I sent Kaiser Karmazin so many shiny pictures. I need to put them on the internet so you can. I need to put them on Patreon so you can, kind of like a menu in a restaurant, you can check out what I have and then pinpoint to me exactly. And that's an Oddish. Kind of full of Oddishes lately, not gonna lie. So many shiny Oddishes. Honestly, I don't have a GBA. I tried to buy a GBA, but it's around $100. Yeah, that is a lot of money. So I went for the freeway. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm not legally allowed to say that you should get emulation, and I mean, I'm not a elitist or anything, or either it's the true way or nothing. So I don't think I'm better just because I'm using it on or doing it on real cartridges. I just I mean, I am biased in that regard because I grew up with the game, so I do have some sort of emotional attachment, and I do vastly prefer even playing it on the original rather than emulation. But yeah, I do understand why most people have to rely on emulation. I mean, these games have skyrocketed in price, so, which is a shame. I do want that. You shouldn't be rich to enjoy these games, or upper middle class. I think everyone should be allowed to. Ciao mio amigos and mia amigas. Hey there, Classic. Welcome to the stream, how you doing? Would be a patron, but no card. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, there's other ways, but I think... No, does Patreon even take PaySafe? Or maybe I'm misremembering things. Honestly, I forgot. Have to check that again. But yeah. I know, I mean, I assume that minors in the UK can't really get a credit card, which is a good thing. You can, if you don't do the right financial, if you don't pick the right choices in that regard, you can rack up some serious debt in no time, and that's, I mean, the financial literacy, I mean, that isn't really taught in school. Not really in Luxembourg, at least. I would believe that it's taught even less in the UK. So, I mean, soon you'll get one. Funny how till Rayquaza came, my best Pokemon was Solrock. He was amazing. He had Shadow Ball and Rock Slide. Yeah, love these two. These two moves are really, really good. At least in Generation 3. Overheat and Psychic. Ah, so yeah, 2 physical moves and 2 special moves. I've had 3 Red Bulls and a brand new vape. Whoo! Is your heart pumping real fast right now? I mean, 1 Red Bull is enough for me to be extremely caffeinated. I couldn't drink 3. Let alone 1. Sometimes I've had them at university, for example, or in high school. I have to admit, but I do. I mean, I haven't drank a. When was the last time I drank a energy drink? I think it's been a couple of years. So I try to not drink as many because they are pretty unhealthy. But I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna be your mom and tell you what to do. And a brand new vape. Do you change the taste with the vapes? I mean, I'm not a vape person, so... But I do have a friend who has a e-cigarette, and he always has oils in it that have a different taste. We can get credit cards, but they are like subscription paid by parents. Ah, I see. Okay. That also exists where I live. Don't want an oddish. I already have, I don't know how many freaking shiny oddishes at this point. Even a quirky one and a adamant one. So 2 different frames. Or I encountered them using 2 different synchronizers. I do change flavors sometimes, but I tend to stick to a similar flavor. What flavor do you stick to? Because I saw with friends that I know who vape that there's a huge choice with what flavors you can get. I had absolutely no idea since I don't go into vape shops. So when you don't go into, I don't know, a alcohol liquor store if you don't drink alcohol at all. So same with vapes. But I was not shocked, but surprised to see how many flavors there are. Even very oddly specific ones, like super oddly specific. Watermelon, that's a good flavor. I mean, don't know how it tastes like when you vape, but I generally like watermelon flavored things. Watermelons are so nice in the summer when it's super hot and you just bite into one that's the exact just the right mixture of crispy and freshness and how much water there's in it. I can't explain. It's just such a wonderful thing. I love watermelons. Don't drink energy drinks because fun fact, energy drink make you more fatigued. Yeah, that can happen with coffee as well. Generally caffeine, that you have a down after a high, then making you have energy, because when you drink you get energy for short term, but long term you will be fatigued. Yeah, there's other ways to get long term effects of being awake. There's hundreds. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you told me that there were thousands, because what did the friend have? Like he told me that he couldn't just choose between cherry, but even what kind of cherry. There's a specific cherry that the Germans call Sauerkirsche, but I'm not sure if it's sour cherry in English, because that would be the direct translation. Oh yeah, it is sour cherry, tart cherry, or dwarf cherry. He had that. He even had a Piedmont cherry, so from Italy, a very specific and very famous cherry. They used that kind of cherry in Mon Chéri, you know, the little chocolates that they have alcohol in them, at least a very small amount, but still. Some vapes even have multiple oil cartridges. Wow, that you can switch between them. You don't have to open it, you just twist it. Probably gonna die in my sleep, so I don't even care about fatigue. No, don't say that. But yeah, I couldn't drink 3 Red Bulls and my heart would be racing. I don't remember if I told you guys that on a stream once, although I do think that, but I can tell it again, or talk about it again. So that was almost 10 years ago, or I think it was 10 years ago. And I came back from high school and okay, so let the countdown go first. There we go. So I came home from high school on a a Friday evening. Okay, not a shiny. Since the shiny is, there's almost no way to tell that it's a really terrible one. Just a slightly different hue of green. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracking yet again. So yeah, it was on a Friday. So a weekend, I came back from high school and I was very tired. I didn't really sleep well, but I still had Japanese course with my husband, then fiancé or boyfriend. And we still had to attend, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll drink a coffee, because I was really freaking tired. I didn't sleep well, and when I don't sleep enough, I just don't understand how people can do that they just sleep 4 hours and then they can function like a normal human being. I can't. I'm a zombie after that. So yeah, I just wanted to make myself a coffee, and I took a strong capsule. That was when I still didn't live on my own. I still lived with my parents, or at my parents' house, and I popped in a black capsule. My parents have a Nespresso machine, and well, it sucks. It's Nestle. Don't buy from Nestle. But anyway, I popped that in that capsule, and I made myself some coffee. I drank it, and it already tasted super strong. And then I noticed, okay, that is the number. The strength was described as 11 out of 10. And I was like, oh, not like coffee, that's more like espresso thing. But, well, now it's downed. Oh well, I already felt that myself becoming more awake and conscious. And then we walked to the Japanese course, and I was literally like the if you've ever seen a cartoon and someone drank too much coffee, how they just jiggle and they're nervous and they're almost impatient and they scream everything, but they don't mean it in a bad way. That was how I was, and I couldn't sleep for 5 hours after midnight. So I'm never gonna do that again. And my heart was pumping. I couldn't sit still in my seat, and I do remember that we were learning colors in Japanese, and she just the Japanese teacher, she just held a color, so a paper with a specific color, and then you had to say it in Japanese, or the class said it in Japanese out loud, and I just blurted out the the names of the colors or the translations, and she interpreted that as it's too easy, let's go on, and I think that made some people in the class not happy. Yeah, never gonna do that again with too much caffeine. Not worth it, and it's not healthy. Hey James, welcome back to the stream. Sorry I'm late, but I'm here now. What have I missed? Until now, not really. Haven't seen... no shiny has yet appeared. Some reason I love the gas and oil smell. I also love it, but it's not too good for you to sniff that, so don't. But I do understand what you mean. I also kind of like it. So I don't have a problem when I'm filling up my car at a gas station. You used to smoke 2 vapes at once? Wow. Don't know why, but like 5 girls recognized me today, so surely I must be some sort of There you go, womanizing again. Non-child friendly term, man. Yeah, I get it. There was a stream of a PNG YouTuber who made a video about being drunk for each Oh no, for $100, so if you give that guy $100, he would drink more? That's highly irresponsible. Doesn't that go against the terms of service of YouTube? Because, I mean, when I started streaming, I did read through them to be absolutely sure that I don't do a stupid thing. And it's very clearly stated that you should not consume drugs of any kind. And they do also mention alcohol because, yes, alcohol is also a drug. And yeah, they clearly state that you should not stream that, or the consumption of that at least. So, and it's also not, it's dangerous. I mean, it's also really not a good thing that minors watch that and maybe they think that's cool, but getting drunk to that point is no. I mean, it's not a good role model for minors, and I do think that if you stream, you should be. I know that the majority aren't, which is a shame. Too much caffeine makes me sweat, kind of gross, but it's true. Also, sorry I'm late. What have I missed? You haven't missed anything, like I said before. As of yet, no shiny has appeared. Oh, you didn't mean to ask it? Ah, no problem. Vapes cost me £15 each, so I spent a pretty penny on them. I don't know. I don't have any concept of if that is a lot for a vape or not. So I don't know how long a vape lasts, you know. I would guess that it depends on frequency of usage. But yeah, I do not have any concept of if that's a lot. If that would be 1 vape per month, I would say that is pretty cheap. Because I would, if I compare how much money I pay per month for coffee, I would spend more than 15 euros, or, I mean, I don't know what £15 are in euros. So okay, so 17.50, yeah, I pay more money per month at least for coffee. I don't vape, but they're like 4 euros here. Oh, that's super cheap. You get the big vapes, bigger than normal for disposable. Also for me, that isn't cheap. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, £15 can be a lot. Yeah, definitely. Don't drink much coffee. I mostly drink normal milk with honey. I like that, drinking that before going to bed. And some caramel and vanilla. Ooh. I mean, caramel, I'm funnily enough not a fan of. It's not that I dislike it per se, but for some reason the taste of caramel just lingers on my tongue too much, and then I don't like it. So it's one of these things that I initially enjoy, and then it's like, okay, I've had enough of that specific caramel experience. Very strange, very oddly specific. I don't have that with many flavors, but caramel is one of them. Vanilla, though, I love, but vanilla is very... It's plain, but sometimes you just want something plain. Yours to pounds is always the same pretty much. I mean, there's fluctuations, right? That's... I always check these before buying something from the UK, because sometimes you can get it for cheaper in euros, right? You don't like salted caramel, and my mom thinks that's weird. Yeah, salted caramel is just worse than normal caramel to me. No stars, so... I mean, the shiny Natu looks almost exactly as the original. Just a hue that is slightly lighter tone of green, I would say. Which sucks, but if it is a shiny, it will make the... it will sparkle. So, probably not gonna miss that. By the way, I baked a blackberry cake with chocolate yesterday. Ooh. That sounds very nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't gatekeep with taste. I think that's so stupid if people look down on others because they don't like certain things. It's just, why? Doesn't hurt me. And that means more caramel for you, Ahmed, right? I like it when my friends like to eat something that I don't like. For example, with sushi. I mean, I love sushi generally, but there's one thing. Once as a child, I ate so much freaking salmon that now I can't eat it anymore. I just reject it. I don't know why. I cannot eat salmon anymore, or else I feel extreme disgust. Don't know if that has happened to any of you before, where you binge on something and then suddenly you start to hate it. But that has happened to me with olives and salmon. And yeah, it's really practical and nice when you go out eat sushi with friends and you get a big boat with a assortment of various fish sushi, and I mean they can get the salmon. I mean, I won't eat it away. People think I'm weird for liking neck biting, but everyone here knows how I am. And it's just, I mean, pretty tame kink, to be honest. There's more out there stuff out there, let's put it like that. Like Luxembourg sushi, but no English sushi. I mean, I would be sure that in London you would find a sushi place that's phenomenal. I'm very sure. I mean... But yeah, you're not from London, so, and you have to take the train to go there, and it takes a long while, so... Yeah, in Luxembourg we have some really good sushi places. Generally our food standards are really good, and the government does not mess around with you. I mean, the conditions seen in shows like Kitchen Nightmares, that would not fly in Luxembourg, not at all. That restaurant would be closed immediately, and you'd even be never be allowed to run another restaurant ever again. They're very strict, but that's good because that means the food is good. It's expensive. Well, everything's expensive in Luxembourg except cigarettes, alcohol, coffee, and oil, gas for your car. That's why we have inflated statistics, and that's because all the Germans, the guys from Belgium, and the French people, they cross our borders to buy these things in our country, which I understand. I think I would do the same if I were in their position. Good thing I don't I mean, I don't vape, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't plan on doing that ever. So I don't have to buy that. That's something I don't need to plan in my budget. But coffee, I do always buy in Luxembourg because it is cheaper. We don't have a luxury tax on these items, that's why. BDSM is a dark territory. I mean, dark. I don't know. There's even in that regard, there's extremes in that, right? But I've read worse. Let's put it at that. When I was a little kid, I used to bite people, especially my family and anyone who tried to bully me. I've also bitten people as a child in self-defense, which sounds like you're some kind of wild animal, but I mean, you're still a kid, and kids just do bizarre things. So welcome to the I have bitten people club. Honestly, in England, I've only tried store-bought sushi. Oh, store-bought is never really good. I mean, the US Americans maybe have a term. Gas station sushi. You do not buy gas station sushi because it's the lowest quality sushi. If you want to eat good sushi, you need to go to a sushi restaurant. And even those can be bad. I mean, we didn't go there, James, when we were to Trier in Germany, but there used to be a restaurant, a sushi restaurant, and that was the worst tuna I have ever eaten. It was disgusting. I couldn't eat my sushi. Made me gag. Luckily that place has closed. Of course it has, because bleh. I mean, how can you mess up sushi so much? A friend of mine wanted to go and check the place out because they were the cheapest sushi in Trier, in that part of Germany. And I relented, but I do regret going there. Oh, that was so freaking disgusting. We have a brand called Yo Sushi, which is actually pretty good. But yeah, like I said before, if you want good sushi, don't buy it store-bought. You need to buy it, order it in a restaurant. Bite a family member means I love you. But I've never tried sushi properly until I came to Luxembourg, yeah. And then, I mean, yeah, I've showed you... I mean, I am a native in Luxembourg, so I already know where the best places are. I'm also a sushi fan, so I do know the really not the best maybe, but maybe I do. What I'm essentially saying is, my point is that I do know where to get really good, excellent even sushi in Luxembourg, so that's the quality that you witnessed when you came last time. So that standard is pretty hard to overcome. I accidentally Italied you. I'm sorry, James. Yo is amazing. I've never had it, so... I mean, to be fair, the only time I've been to the UK was in 2011? Yeah, I think it was 2011 or 2012. And it was in Scotland, not England. Wait, which restaurant my page froze? I mean, I just told you that there's like so many restaurants that I know in Luxembourg that are really the best, and you should always order sushi in a restaurant, not buy it pre-made or store-bought, because that tends to be very low-grade sushi. You like Gabile? Yeah, my girl took a test to get in. The questions are crazy. A BDSM test. Do you need to take a test? I mean, if the thought of doing that already, then I think you know that you're into it. At least I would say. Do you have any mythical creatures in Luxembourg? Yeah. For example, the Oh, oddish again. The Melusina, which is a tail from... I mean, that tail does also exist in some regions of Germany, but it's a... how do you say? It's a woman who transforms into a siren or mermaid-like creature with two tails. So not just one fish tail like you usually see, but with two, so it splits. Kind of like the Starbucks logo, actually. And she gets together with a man. I think it is a knight of some sort, and she always wants to bathe alone. And the lore behind it is the man once looks through the keyhole to watch her, and she tried desperately to keep that transformation into a siren a secret. So that is that mythical creature, let's say, that is commonly known and taught in Luxembourg. Biting anyone, especially in a relationship, normally means I love you, not gonna lie. Sure, but to be fair, I don't bite my husbands. I'm not like that. Not part of my love language. Oh, some restaurant that wouldn't fly? No, what you said... Ah, okay, that's what you didn't... So I mean, you've seen Kitchen Nightmares, right? Or at least the UK version, maybe you have seen that. But some restaurants' hygiene standards are just... That would never, ever fly in Luxembourg. You'd end up in prison or something. The standards for hygiene in Luxembourg are very strict and they're very high. Justified, so not complaining. That's what I was trying to say earlier. When your page froze, apparently. Yeah, I Italied you, as in I've shown you one of the best restaurants of sushi in Trier. Not in Trier, in Luxembourg. Did we go eat sushi in Trier? Oh yeah, we did, but doesn't matter. I showed you the best ones in Luxembourg, and these are already very good. So... if you get used to these, it's like going to Italy and tasting a true Italian pizza. And when you once have tasted the true Italian pizza, and then you eat a common pizza somewhere, you order one, you become a pickier eater with pizzas because you've tasted the good ones, so you know how good it is. That's what I was alluring to. When I always say I Italied you, that's what I mean. It has happened to me. I warned my husband before we went to Italy together that this is going to happen. Eat a true pizza in Italy or just Italian food and then come back and eat it in Luxembourg, some Italian restaurants, not going to be the same. That's why I'm very picky when it comes to Italian restaurants in Luxembourg. Because I have tasted the truth. And I'm never gonna forget that. Don't need a test, but most people do it for fun. Yeah, I do. I've done so many of these tests. Not that specific one, but personality tests or... What character are you most like from that fiction or whatever? It is fun, definitely. Love biting is your fluent love language, so if you were a Pokemon, you would learn the move bite. Okay. Let's see. Nah, I don't want an oddish. In Iraq, we have a mythical creature that our family tell us don't go late at night, or the Tantal a shape change. Oh, so a Tantal would be a shapeshifter, yeah. Could be anything. He's not evil, but he will test you like what is 1 + 1. Joking. So just give you riddles. Okay, I have that Tantal. That's interesting. That's the first time I've heard that. But, yeah, no, I've learned something new yet again. Just check if, with Pokéfinder, if I use a adamant, I think I should use one, then at least I'll get a couple of other accidental shinies, let's say. Oh, wait, that isn't that earlier? Yeah, it is earlier. Oh no, it isn't. Never mind. Should I skip? Not skip. Should I stick to this frame or should I go for this? Let's see. I think I will do the synchronizer again. I'm always out late at night, a night owl if you will. Oh, I have a friend from university. Everyone called him Owl. And that nomiker is absolutely perfect because that is really a person who he was active during the night. And during the day he slept. And that's why I usually didn't come to courses, or maybe only the courses that on certain day that you needed to attend, because some courses at university where I went to you needed to attend in order to pass the grade or the course. And when it was during the morning, he just he went to bed after the course and he was up for the whole night. And when it was another time, like in the, not evening, but afternoon, you could see that he wasn't functioning at the top of his level. He was always seen with Red Bulls or coffee, with very dark rings underneath his eyes. But during the night, he was super productive, and yeah, Owl, perfect nickname. Guys, does vaping make you gay? Would like to test your bravery. If you don't freak out, he will be nice and he may even help you, but if you get scared, he will be in your head forever. They say whoever heard about him will meet him. Oh, so it's a bit like a info hazard in a way. Interesting. That almost sounds like an SCP. Tantal is the name, you say. Now I'm intrigued. But a fun fact, Tantal is the German name for the element tantalum, which some of you may have heard at one point in your lives. It's the element with atomic number 73, for those curious. But yeah, I've found something about that shape-shifting Tantal. It's very interesting. It's really cool learning something like that from... Oh wait, that's not a Natu. What am I doing? Okay, let's go with adamant synchronizer. Why not? Still no shiny. Usually shapeshifters are very interesting creatures just by their nature of being shapeshifters. But a shapeshifter you only see at night, and who is also somewhat of an info hazard in the way that if you know about him, then you will most likely meet him. And that he will test you. That's very interesting. I like it. Yeah, I'm just joking. Because of the comment that you posted in the chat. Still... Okay, so... I thought we were... Yeah, right, I did start at 9:30, so now we're 45 minutes in. Still no shiny, but of course, don't think I've done either a Wild Wednesday or a Safari Saturday or Sunday where I didn't get a shiny. I think I got a shiny in every single one. We also have a mythical creature that lives in lakes, and he has a red teeth with long arms, long teeth. He pull and eat whoever swim. There's kind of like a kappa in Japanese folklore, but they do. They taunt and eat children. Yeah, pretty dark, I know. Also love eating kids, so it is like a kappa, but the Iraqi version. If you so happen to be gay, my DMs are open in Omnisurf. Oh, so you're single again? Thought you had a girlfriend? Or maybe I'm mixing up something again. In case I am, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Wild Wednesdays that I usually start at 8 my time, because it's a weekday. But yeah, there's still some things. Still need to play Pokemon Violet or Pokemon Shining Pearl, and also Pokemon Legends of Arceus. And Classic, they asked me to do it, since I haven't played them yet, to do them live as a blind playthrough, and yeah, I will do that. Just have to figure out when. I think I will do these in the evenings during the week. Girlfriend is a strong word, Omni. Oh, okay, I see, yeah. Yeah, that's not a girlfriend in that case. Hey there, Dominik Z. Welcome back to the stream. Or should I say, willkommen zurück im Stream. Wie geht's dir? That guy is German, that's why. Wonder how long it will take for me to have some French people in my chat. Until now, no random Luxembourger has found my streams. Found my cat's 2-disc, and it says it will only work on Windows 95. No, it doesn't. It will definitely work on Windows XP as well. Yeah, it will work on 2000 or ME and XP, even on Windows. On the newer Windows, if you use a virtual machine, of course you can play them on anything. Wait. Did I do that? Or was I stupid again and I forgot about it? No, I didn't, okay. Never mind. Forgot. Nothing. I thought that for a second I forgot to put the Espeon in first place. Back to my blind wandering on Discord. Yeah, I've seen that you've had quite a chat there. Sorry again for not answering. Fun Fact, der legendäre NASCAR-Rennfahrer Dale Earnhardt Jr. hatte auch einen Gastauftritt in Cars. Aber dann als Auto, ne? Da sind in dem Cars-Universum sind ja alle Personen irgendein, entweder Auto oder Flugzeug, irgendwas in der Art. Das heißt, er ist ja dann als Fahrzeug vorgekommen. Yeah, any gay French people 14 to 16, I'm down. I mean, meeting them in your case would be kind of difficult, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know how easy it is for you to go to France. I have to show you the error message I get. Let me check. Why doesn't the picture load? That is very strange. Okay. For some reason WhatsApp doesn't want to show me the picture. Ah, now it does. Just press finish, it should still work. And if it doesn't, try to execute the .exe file that starts the game as an administrator. And yeah, it should work. You're looking at a wanderer. What's the fun fact? A legendary NASCAR racer called Dale Earnhardt Jr. had a special guest appearance in the Cars movie, apparently. That's what Dominic said in German. Ja, als Auto und seine Lackierung ist sogar eine Anspielung auf das Nummer 8 Chevy Stockcar, was Dale Earnhardt Jr. sogar in echt gefahren hat. Okay, ja, wenn man das natürlich nicht weiß, ich habe das ja, den Film damals, als er rauskam, gesehen, aber davon hatte ich keine Ahnung, weil ich bin ja gar nicht in Autos so tief drin oder in Renndingsbums. Ja, deshalb ist mir das wahrscheinlich komplett über den Kopf geflogen, ne? Ich habe das gar nicht mitbekommen, aber das ist ein nettes Liebe zum kleinen Detail. Süß. Roam around and around and around. Cars, I need to learn German now. Yeah, I mean, what I did ask him was if the cameo of that specific racer, he must have been a car or some kind of vehicle, right? Because in the Cars universe, planes and all other vehicles are people. There's no humans around. At least not that I know of. So yeah, he did appear as a car. This is a South Korean studio for game called Buff Studio. The game you would love called 7 Days, about a girl who died and now she is a world where she has a test. If she passed, she get back to life. I think I do understand what you mean. But I haven't heard of that game, at least. I don't know what the name is. Oh! Accidental shiny duo. Okay. I'll take it. Let's try to near ourselves. Still with us. Okay, I'll try a Pokeball without feeding it. Let's see if that works. Englischen Dub von Cars wird der King von Richard Patty gesprochen. Kenne ich nicht. Kenne ich ebenfalls nicht, aber okay, jetzt weiß ich das. And we caught the duo, which means I'm gonna hit exit. There we go. Because unfortunately you cannot save in between when you catch something in the Safar-Zone and then I would reset, then that wouldn't have saved. So yeah. But yeah, here it is, the first shiny. I mean, I already have one like this, but can you really complain about having too many shinies? No, right? Anyone here the fan of the song The Wanderer, song made in the 1960s? By whom? I do think I know. Finally, yeah, a shiny. Game is very cool because it gives you so many endings. Yeah, I mean, I would see how the game would work like this. I mean, with that concept, or that premise at least, I would also give it multiple endings. That just makes sense. When you get choices to do what you're going to, it's very fun. Okay, but do you know the name? By Céline Dion? I mean, that is who you mean, right? Dion, or Dion. I don't think it's Dion. At least, maybe it isn't. Or maybe I'm wrong. I have to check. Ah, no. It's Dion Dimucci. Is that who you mean? Yeah, how stupid, because I don't think Celine Dion made music in the 60s. At least I don't know how old she is, because usually I really don't care about celebrities like that. But actually I don't know this song. I'll have a listen to it later. Richard Petty ist auch ein legendärer NASCAR-Fahrer, die 43, die auf der Seite von King drauf ist. Ah, okay. Ist auch eine Anspielung auf sein Auto, was er früher gefahren hat, ein Plymouth Superbird. Keine Ahnung, was ein Plymouth Superbird ist. Das ist das erste Mal, dass ich das gehört habe, ganz ehrlich. Ich guck's mal. Ah, okay. Doch, ich hab's schon gesehen. Ich wusste nur nicht, dass das so heißt. From what I understand, I think he's talking about the blue car. Is King is red, isn't he? Oh no, King is the blue car, yeah, sorry. Yeah, he is. About who voices him and what kind of model it is. But I would say that the translations would be okay if you copied his text and put it in Google Translate. Or I'll translate if you really want me to. I mean, I can, right? Which I don't think you know many streamers who are able to do this. So yeah, he is saying that Richard Petty is a legendary NASCAR driver. Fahrer means driver. And he's the one with the 43 on the side. So that's King, the blue car. He's voiced by that guy, that NASCAR driver. And it's also a like a reference on the car that he drove. And that car specifically being a Plymouth Superbird. That's what he's saying. He just info dumps car knowledge in my chat, which I tolerate because I do the same, not with cars, but with other topics. No, it's not a Céline Dion song. I was wrong. But I haven't heard the song yet, so I have to do that and then form an opinion. What is the most popular Pokemon you hate? For me, I know I don't like Mewtwo. I feel like he ruins my vibe. I mean, Darkrai is pretty liked, right, and popular. I really don't like Darkrai. It's my least favorite Pokemon by far. I would say Darkrai then. Now I need to learn German if he's info dumping about cars. That's a giraffe that we don't need. We've gotten that one in the last edition. Der Unfall von King ist eine Anspielung auf den Unfall, den er während eines Rennens... Oh. Okay. Das ist echt düster, not gonna lie. So King has a accident in the movie, and that would be a reference on the actual NASCAR driver having an accident, and I commented how dark that is. drinking Italian limoncello tea. So, not the alcoholic beverage, because I don't drink any kind of alcohol. No beer, no wine, no nothing. Just, I don't like alcohol. I hate the way it tastes. Maybe that's my sensory overload thing at it again. It probably is, but it's a good thing that I don't drink it, right? So, but I do feel like a unicorn sometimes in Luxembourg, because we're a nation of alcoholics, let me tell you. And people like me who drink absolutely nothing are super rare. Sein Auto steht sogar in einem Rennsportmuseum in den USA. Also das Auto, was einen Unfall hatte. So apparently that guy's car is in a real museum in the US, is what he's saying. But I'm not sure if it's the car that had the accident or if it's another car of his. I do know that some racers have multiple cars, right, depending on how long their career has existed for. Random question, do you remember the little jars of ketchup I brought back from Luxembourg after the wedding? I forgot the brand name. Jars of ketchup. Oh no, I'm afraid I've forgotten about that name. We have multiple brands here in Europe that produce little jars with ketchup in them, so... I saw Mazda RX-7 today. A month ago I just randomly saw someone driving a grey Ferrari, which is a car that you usually don't see a lot. Well, don't ask me what kind of Ferrari, because I don't know. But it definitely was one. That I can tell by the logo, and it was definitely one of the supercars, right? Ja, der Wagen, der den Unfall hatte, das ist der Wagen des legendären Richard Petty. Ah, okay. Looked slightly lower than must have been the newer model because it's the front bumper and rear lights. I mean, I've noticed that trend in Luxembourg as well, where they buy Mazdas and Hyundais and Mitsubishis and others, and then they tune them. Maybe it's a case like that as well. Or the newer models have that. Like I said, I'm not knowledgeable enough about cars to know. I do have knowledge on specific car models, but that's the ones that I really like Smart 450 or something like that. Or the Volkswagen Polo Harlequin. Okay, let's see if... Oh boy. Okay, yeah, another... Okay, bye-bye. Well, that was pointless. There's a difference between lowered and slammed. Lowered is gorgeous and slammed is a monstrosity. I don't think I could tell the difference, honestly. Jeff Gordon hatte einen Gastauftritt in Cars 2. In Cars 2 heißt der Jeff Gorvette. Gorvette. Er basiert auf einem Corvette. Ja, das habe ich mir denken können. Ich finde das Wortspiel so witzig. Gorvette. Das ist so schlecht, dass es wieder gut ist, weißt du. Jeff Gordon ist ebenfalls ein NASCAR-Fahrer. So. Another NASCAR driver, Jeff Gordon. Also didn't know about that guy. But I do think I've heard about that name before, somewhere. I sent the only photo of the jars I could find on WhatsApp, but it probably doesn't help. It's the hotel we stayed at that charged 50 euros per meal. Yeah, that's just standard. Don't eat in hotels in Luxembourg, it's too expensive. Oof, that doesn't narrow it down, unfortunately. Although I do see the Made in Luxembourg logo. So that is a Luxembourgish brand. I mean, next time you come over, we can go to the supermarket, like, you know, Cactus. And we can try finding it. If it's made in Luxembourg, then... I mean, we don't have that many Luxembourgish brands, so must be easy to find. But yeah, next time you stay in a hotel in Luxembourg, do not eat there. It's just... You're always going to pay more than 45 euros at least, and for much less you can also eat really well in Luxembourg. Like I said before, our restaurants are usually very clean. We have very strict guidelines and rules, and usually our food is very good. I mean, I do miss that when I'm somewhere in Germany or in Belgium, for example, for a long time. Or longer time, even if it's just a couple of days. I really miss Luxembourgish restaurants then, because... Or just ordering food in general, because for example in Germany, that I did notice when I studied back when I was at university, you can only order basically fast food and that's it. And you'd never know if the sushi was good or if it was meh. And me being already a picky eater, not by choice unfortunately, I know there's some people out there who hate picky eaters. It's not my fault. Don't be angry with me because I'm picky. I wish I wasn't. It's not cool to be a picky eater. It's not nice. I would much rather be a non-picky eater and just eat anything. Especially some vegetables like broccoli that I can't eat. It just makes me gag. The taste is... I hate bitter. And... that's a shame because broccoli is super healthy. I wish I could eat it. Use the search inside image feature in Google. Yeah, but you don't... Yeah, like you see the back of the label and unfortunately that doesn't tell me enough. No, some German cities like Munich and Dortmund and Stuttgart and Berlin. Yeah, I mean, those are the most famous ones. One that Luxembourgers commonly go to is Trier because it's very close to the Luxembourgish border. And it's easy to go there by train or by car. Or Saarlouis, that's also in... I mean, generally every single German city that is close to the border, you're gonna find Luxembourgers. Tut mir leid, Deutsche. Jetzt müsst ihr uns aushalten. Ich weiß, das ist schlimm. The hotel would give out jars and I took a bunch home. My dad paid for the meals. He said it was a lesson well learned. Yeah. Well, now you know, right? I don't even know if I told you that, but then again, I didn't expect you to eat in the hotel because usually you don't do that in Luxembourg. But of course, how could you have possibly known? Because in the UK, it's very common that you eat at the hotel, and also in other countries, if you take the all-inclusive, you usually eat at the hotel, so I would understand why you would try it. But in Luxembourg, it's usually not necessary. When I stay in a hotel, I buy a meal at the store for like 4 euros. Yeah, I mean, there's always super cheap options, sure. My mind just led me to a weird thought that I'm not willing to share with anyone. Okay, I just hope that... it's not self-harming in any way, and if it is, reconsider it. The Safar-Zone is making so much profit from Omni, yeah. I have to pay 500 Poké dollars every time I get a shiny. Well, until now it's only been a Doduo. The shiny Oddish fled. Also had enough of me. That's another thing, the Safar-Zone is selling Pokemon legally. Yeah, I mean, also in the what was it again? I don't know what it is called in English anymore. The building in Pokemon where you basically gamble and you can buy, you get coins, and these coins can be used to buy more Pokemon. They do that as well. Okay. Well, that is more lighthearted, but yeah, I do try to keep it PG in my streams. What has been happening here? Hey there, Shalablates. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Until now, we've talked about cars, about vapes, about drugs, about Germany, about restaurants, hotels. You know, my streams just has the most random... I think my streams, if they were a person, would probably have ADHD with the amount of changing topics that it has. But that's what I like. And yeah, until now we've had a... I mean, I can show you. This Doduo popped up. I didn't want to hit that frame, but I did. And a shiny Oddish appeared, but that one fled. Well, you know, Shala, I already have so many freaking shiny Oddishes, so I don't need yet another one. Game Corner, yeah, exactly. That's what it is. They are also selling Pokemon legally. Pretty sure I'm the only reason why Omni has an older audience. Well, according to my analytics, most of my viewers are in the age range of, what was it, 18 to 24. With a pretty large part, the second or third, being in your age, like teenage. And some are my age, so 25 till 30. Or what do they say, 25 to 35? Whatever the range is. I need to scroll down more and more when I have to give an internet site or something my birthday. I'm a relic from the last century. The last millennium. Okay, not shiny, so I'm not interested. Also just gonna say, don't miss the Safar-Zone. Yeah, it can be really stressful, let's put it like that. But I would never do a full art shiny hunt in the Safar-Zone because I don't hate myself and I'm not a masochist. But with RNG manipulation, I mean, I can fail shinies. I mean, I already have failed a shiny Oddish technically because it ran away. But because it's RNG manipulation, I have infinite tries essentially, so I don't mind as much. I do want that shiny Gloom to come back though, not gonna lie. I've been in the older audience for 16 years. Been the younger audience for like 2 months now, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter. 18 to 24 is old by YouTube standards. Wow, then I'm ancient. I mean, I still remember early YouTube, right? Where some of my viewers either weren't born yet or were cute little babies. And I'm speaking 2005, 2006, 2007 YouTube. Where you didn't have a thumbs up or thumbs down. The subscription button was yellow. And you had a 5-star rating system, which I prefer over thumbs up and thumbs down. Because it does allow for more nuance. And I would like to see whether or not I mean, 1 star, well, it tells you enough. Of course, there's been trolls that downrated, but I do prefer the 5-star system to be honest. I'm gonna shut down that conversation. Ah yes, my biggest enemy, German language. Hello there, Edgebugged. I don't think I've seen you around in my streams, but welcome to my stream nonetheless. I hope you're doing well. Well, your biggest enemy is the German language. I mean, German is not the easiest language to learn. But maybe you have a gripe with that, a specific, I don't know. I was born in 2008. Yeah, I've been... Oh wow, classic. I've been on YouTube for as long as you are alive, basically. That is so weird. I do feel bad for you gens out there, because you didn't grow up with some things that I think you would have really loved and enjoyed. I honestly miss pre-2010 YouTube. Yes, I miss it so much. Remember when your channel, you could have a background and everything, could even be a animated GIF. And you could do a chat room thing with, you could do so many things. You could customize your channel much more. You had replies, you had annotations, so many good things. And the German MG42 is beautiful. Don't know what that is. Is that a plane? Or a car? 2008, that has only just happened, don't, James. We're getting old. We're getting old. I'm saying this not seriously. I mean, I do turn 18. Not 18. I turn... Not 18, no, absolutely not. What I wanted to say, I turn 30 on the 18th April. That's what I was trying to say. I don't turn 18. That has happened a long time ago. Was my main class in high school for 4 years, and I can't say anything besides "Hallo, ich bin." Ah, I see. Banners, channel comments, yeah, backgrounds, annotations, square channel icons. Yeah, I forgot what they call it, where you could basically make a chat room with videos. And you could even customize the background and anything. What did they call that again? I forgot. And also, I mean, clickbait has always existed, but I feel like maybe I'm also not being correct right now because I'm watching it through nostalgia glasses, but I do have a feeling that early or pre-2010 YouTube was more authentic. Just know a handful of Italian words for flirting purposes. Yeah, video replies. Remember the reply girls? That was weird. Where just some random, you know, attractive women would reply to any video, and sometimes it wasn't really even relevant what they were talking about. YouTube shows, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a nice time, and you could DM people on YouTube, which you can't do anymore, which sucks because there were DMs that I had that I forgot to answer, and now I can't, and I can't even read them, and I've forgotten who sent me them. That sucks. Don't know why they took that feature away, honestly. Video responses, yeah. Turning 20 in a week, and I've been only on YouTube for most of my lifetime. Yeah, I officially made my YouTube channel in 2008, but I have been using YouTube since 2006, but that was when I was at a friend's house, and he was allowed to use the internet and I wasn't, unless sometimes my parents would supervise me while I was surfing the internet, so they would basically sit right next to me and just check out what I'm doing. But honestly, I wasn't the child that really Googled anything really horny or taboo or anything like that. Should learn some French lines, not gonna lie, yeah. Bei Dale in Cars wurde sogar das Sponsorlogo auf seiner Motorhaube ausgetauscht. Man hat das Budweiser-Logo auf der Haube mit dem Logo der Dale Earnhardt Jr. Company ersetzt. Ist das jetzt nur in der deutschen Version, also in der deutschen Synchronisation, oder ist das jetzt allgemein so in jedem Cars-Film? French is known for romantic language, yes. It is a beautiful language. It also sounds really nice. Just the grammar is a nightmare and will give you a headache, but otherwise, yeah. Only recently came back YouTube since I found Omni streams. Oh, really? Oh, that's why you've come back to YouTube. Well, you're welcome. First original YouTube channel I made was in 2006. My sister made it for me technically. I've had YouTube longer than you, lol. I mean, yeah, to be fair, James, you were allowed to go on the internet. I wasn't really allowed unless supervised. And for the longest time, I used YouTube without having an account. And sometimes I wasn't even allowed to make an account, so... Anyone playing Pokemon Go? Any luck with Kyogre raids? My dad is... I mean, I stopped playing, but my dad is a very proficient Go player. I tried, but sadly my internet started acting up when the raids were active. Oh, that's the worst timing. Honestly, I wish YouTube stopped encouraging the span of 100 days inside X game and the hardest difficulty with the scary, funny, hardest mod. Yeah. There's so many channels that just shit out content. So content mill, but the content is kind of regurgitated nonsense. Bei allen Synchronisationen des ersten Films, seine Lackierung ist sozusagen eine Anspielung auf die Dale Earnhardt Jr. Budweiser Lackierung. Ah, okay. So, jetzt habe ich es auch kapiert. Well, I wasn't really allowed. I just get up 5 a.m. to kill a few hours until I heard my parents getting up at... Ah, okay. No, my dad knew how to check history and all that, so I couldn't fool him with that. Wasn't possible. Omni Dad is Team Rocket. It's funny though, my dad now knows almost every Pokemon, and that's pretty funny if a boomer knows them all. At least to me it is. But I'm not gatekeeping Pokemon. Everyone of any age can enjoy it. Think about quitting the game or spoofing. I spent at least 30 euros for raid passes, got only one shiny. No hundos for time. I got the white screen glitch, so it gave me instant... Wait, did it give you a white screen and then your whatever you did or card was gone? Is that what you're trying to say, Edgebugged? Because that would suck. I'm usually a calm person, but that would make me really enraged. I have to admit that. My dad also knew how to check history, but my brothers showed me how to do incognito. I also knew how to do that, but let's just say I was a good girl and I just felt bad for doing it in secret, so I didn't. Mattel hatte den Dale Earnhardt Jr. von 2007 bis 2008 produziert. Dann hatten sie die Lizenz zum Dale Earnhardt Jr. Merchandise verloren. Du kennst echt alles davon, oder? Also ich finde das interessant. Ich bin auch ein wandelndes Buch mit gewissen Fakten. Jetzt eher Astronomie und so. Nicht Autos, aber ich finde das faszinant. Gibt es echt Leute, die wissen alles über ein spezifisches Thema. Wirklich alles. Spoofing was amazing. I never spoofed, so... But I can see how that makes the game much easier. Yeah, exactly that. Hi, Matthias. However you pronounce it, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Don't think I've seen you here before, but nonetheless, you are very welcome here. Incognito has saved my search history. Yeah, you can just leave it at that, classic. I know what you mean. Man, I was searching before Jesus Christ wasn't anything bad, just my autism show. I know how that feels. Sometimes the autism just kicks really hard. Speaking from experience. Omni, I have something to confess. Oh boy, here we go. A couple of days ago, me, Arch, and Nico were in VC and sent some not safe for work images, but I deleted them. Oh, in the Discord? Wow, I didn't even notice because I need to make that a habit and check the Discord at least once a day. Yeah, I do try to keep my Discord as child-friendly as possible. But you deleted them, so thank you for that. I just don't want... I mean, I don't know how not safe for work they were, if that's more softcore or really full-out, you know, graphic. But there is a law in the EU that if you have a platform like that, you should not, and there can be minors on that platform, which, I mean, I can't control that, so yes, there's going to be minors there. There are already minors on there, so... It's actually illegal if you have a platform and minors watch that. So yeah, I do have to... I do have to take that into consideration, but do thank you for deleting them. But I do not know how explicit they were. Also ordered myself a Switch since I've been playing ROM hacks for the longest time ever, so hoping the newer gens are cool. I don't know what Pokemon games you have. But I do prefer the old ones, to be honest. Especially Generation 3 to Generation 7. Borderline. Well, okay, that's... If it's really, I'm gonna say it like that, pornographic, then I could get into trouble. Iron Valiant looks cool. SF, gonna be my favorite Pokemon for the newer gens. Yeah, that one looks really cool. That I have to admit that is true. I was a minor once, good times. Wow, what a coincidence. I was a minor once as well. Wow, we have so much in common, James. Corviknight will always have a special place in my empty heart. I failed a shiny Corviknight raid and I'm still salty about that. But I like Corviknight. I mean, I love Corvits. I have befriended the wild crows in my area, so even in France, in parts of Germany, not the whole of Germany, but in parts of Western Germany, in parts of northern France, and in a lot of places in Luxembourg, the crows, I'm not joking, they recognize me and they make special cawings or sounds that you usually don't hear from a crow. But they do that because, I mean, I do feed them peanuts and cat food, which is very good for them. And they're very intelligent, so they don't forget about me. Or my face, and once they see me, I mean, I have fed them today as well. And I just need to be present, and then they all come because they know that I'm gonna feed them. There's always a special spot, a specific spot where I feed them. Wouldn't get your hopes up about newer gens, by the way, they are kinda rushed. Yeah, Classic is unfortunately right on that one. The newer ones, they could be so much better, but they're very bare bones. But to be fair, Legends of Arceus seems to be a fresh, at least somewhat okay in a lot of its execution. Tried getting peanuts and you couldn't find any? Oh. I mean, you don't have to feed peanuts specifically. What they also really like is meat. Make sure that it's not seasoned with salt or pepper. What we usually do is, I mean, my husband, when he cooks, there's some pieces of the meat, for example, of chicken that you can't really eat. I mean, you can, but it's gainy or it's like it's fat. So we trim these and then I give that to the crows. They love that. I mean, if I count to 10, it's already gone. They are crazy for that. So you can maybe do that, or what else do they like? They like cat food. They like dog food. That is a Wobbuffet, but a normal one, and I'm not interested in that. You can also feed dog and cat food. Wet and dry, doesn't matter. That already has all the nutrients that a crow needs. Or any other nuts. Pistachios, hazelnuts, walnuts. What else could you feed? Meat, I already mentioned. Eggs, especially hard-boiled eggs. They go crazy for that. They love it. That's also a thing that immediately vanishes when I put it outside or when I feed it. They even fight over that. They just love eggs. And sometimes, I mean, I did do a raclette with my husband once, and you know, the dish where you take molten cheese, you melt cheese and you pour it over cooked potatoes, and you usually grill some meat with it or some mushrooms. And unfortunately, one piece of bacon fell on the ground, and we have a strict rule in my household: we don't eat food that has touched the ground. No 5-second rule, no, just we don't eat it. But I don't want to throw away meat because an animal has died for that, and that would be too much of a waste. And I would feel terrible for the rest of the day, basically. And that's why I give it to the crows, and I put it out, and within 30 seconds, excuse me, 30 seconds and it was gone. They just take it. Bro, trying to catch the crows? No, I don't want to catch any crows. I can get very near to them now. It's almost scary. If I wanted to, I could reach and catch one midair because they just fly so close to me, but I don't, because that would break the trust that I've built for a year now. Yeah, it's been about a year that I have been feeding crows, and I do see the results. It's very funny. Ich besitze sogar ein Hot Wheels Auto, wo die Nummer 8 auf der Seite drauf ist. Ich nenne dieses Modell Off-Brand Dale Earnhardt Jr. Das liegt daran, weil die Nummer 8 in derselben Font ist wie Dale Jr. Ah, also ist es eine Repro, oder? Just interested in burn. I was thinking about doing it. I don't want to get something they wouldn't like, so get hate in the crow community. No, they won't hate you. I mean, sometimes I put vegetables there that fell on the ground, so I didn't want to eat it. Same rule, but they didn't touch them. They didn't get hate. They just don't touch them. Plain nuts, yeah. No. Preferably not roasted, just raw nuts. Shelled or deshelled, doesn't matter. Moving to a different country in about 4 hours. Oh, good luck on that. All my ROM hacks are on my PC, so I'm basically stuck to listening to music for around 12 hours. So you're moving to a different country and you found the time to tune into my stream. Thank you. Want to move countries when I'm able to. Yeah, you've told us Remember that I was there when you put the bacon on the window? Oh yeah. And then you remember that when the crow landed and just took it. It's funny. Used to feed pigeons. Fortunately, where I live in the city that I am, it's illegal to feed pigeons, but I do it sometimes. They don't really care about it, the police. You do have to do it a bit. Like, you have to do it so that it doesn't really stand out. No, I don't want a normal oddish. Jeez, I just want a Natu. I think I establish a crow eating from my hand pretty quickly. That depends. I mean, the crows already know me and they do cheer for me, but I haven't gotten to them to land on me yet. And I would say that they're super, already very affectionate. I mean, they make a high-pitched chirping cawing sound. You know, the sound that usually a, how do you call them, jackdaws make. But it's coming from non-jackdaws, and they make that when they're happy. Also, when I see their body language, they are really excited to see me, and it's really freaking cute, but they still don't land on me or on my hand or anything like that. So that would probably take maybe at least a decade. Or they just don't, because they're birds, they're wild birds. It also depends on where you are. Maybe some birds are less shy than in other regions. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow instead of gym. Oh, gym is also very good. It's good that you go to the gym. Das Hot Wheels Modell ist ein 68er Mercury Cougar im Style von Dale Earnhardt Jr. Okay, Mercury Cougar habe ich, glaube ich, schon mal gehört, aber ich weiß auch nicht, was es ist für ein Modell. My goal is to tame a crow or multiple till the point where it land on my shoulder. I mean, I would be also very happy if they did it, but I've been feeding crows regularly for a year now. Hasn't happened yet, but should something like that happen, I'll let you know. But they do fly very close to me, and sometimes I was even startled because my back was turned towards the crow, but when I turned around, I was stunned on how close the crow was to me. I mean, a crow was never this close to my feet before, ever. Used to tell me at school, if you feed birds rice, they explode. I don't know where that came from. They don't explode, but you shouldn't feed birds rice because it does become bigger in the stomach, and it's not really that good for them, at least if you look at it from a nutritional standpoint. Illegal to feed pigeons. Come on, Sarajevo in Bosnia, there's 1,000 of them in Bakasija waiting for bread. Yeah, it actually is in some cities in Luxembourg and also in Germany and in France. Don't know about Belgium. It's illegal to feed pigeons because they try to keep their numbers down, but you know, animals just got me, man. They just look at me cute and I can't say no. Feed the pigeons some scraps from a donut or pastry. I usually try giving them some kind of seed, like sunflower seed. They really like that. Depends on what regional form the burp has, yeah. Also like to call them burp or birp sometimes. By the way, if anyone hasn't seen Cosmicam, Omni's husband sent some artwork in her Discord server. Yeah, he's a very skilled artist, and I mean, he has a bachelor in that, right? But he's also, I mean, I do know him since we've been toddlers. We grew up in the same block, let's say, so maybe 150 meters apart. And we went to the same kindergarten and everything, and he was always a great at drawing. So you notice, because when he drew some SpongeBob things, 6 years old, 6 years old, was just so much better than what many adults can pull off, and respect him for that. Do crows appreciate seeds? In my experience, if you feed them something else like peanuts, or meat, they don't even touch the seeds. Except for rooks, you know, the crows that have a light beak. They do like the seeds. Oh boy, what do I accidentally get now? I want you as a shiny, but let's see if I still get one. Or maybe it's one of these days where I only get one shiny. Oh well. Ever since I joined these streams for the first time, I've been the biggest fan I can be for Cosby Cabin Omni. Aw, that's really nice. But yeah, he check out his art, he's really talented. He also drew a lot of art or thumbnails for me. My dad once told me if you find a grey crow and cut its tongue off, it will talk, but I'm not sure. That's very humane. Don't do that. Crows can vocalize because they have a different structure in their... they don't only have a... oh, now I've forgotten the actual word for that. I have to say that. See and look that up now before I say something that's not true. Because I do not want to do that. There's already enough fake things on the internet. So I'll just check. Yeah, so humans have a pharynx, but birds have another thing that we humans don't have. And they are very good at imitating sounds, so sometimes they don't even need their tongues to make certain sounds. Make a noise too if someone cut my tongue off. You bet. Only, do you really think I'd cut a poor innocent crow's tongue off? Yeah, even, I mean, how would you go about doing that? Do you know how freaking hard it is to catch a crow in the first place? These animals are freaking intelligent. I mean, since I've been in a closer relationship with them and been befriending them, I've really noticed they talk. They are very intelligent. They are coordinated. They can form abstract thoughts. They can make plans. They are freaking intelligent, and combine that with basically any bird being very flighty and fast and having fantastic reaction speeds, I think catching a crow would be borderline impossible. I would too, but I make a lot of noises for certain activities. I think I know what you mean. With an air rifle I could quite easily hit a crow's wings, so it wouldn't be hard to capture one. Yeah, I have heard from, I mean, I talked to a person who shoots crows, which not a fan of, but oh well, I'm not his mom, so I'm not gonna tell him stop. And he probably wouldn't listen to me anyway. But he said that if a crow gets shot, then other crows check out which human is there and who did it, and then they'd know. So shooting a crow, I mean, I'm not doubting your shooting skills, Classic, but shooting a crow is pretty hard as well. And don't, because they're bros. Hey there, Kaiser Karmazin, how are you? Welcome back to the stream. Everyone give it up for one of my Patreons, Kaiser Karmazin, and he'll get a clone of my shiny Metagross, which is a fantastic choice. And also James Carson is also one of my Patreons. The mods are coming in, yeah. I'm not even a mod, you are, Classic. Don't you see the blue wrench and your name is blue? You are a mod. Only just give me the ability to accidentally mute and delete people's comments. Alright, I won't tell you that. Very tired. How was your Sunday today? Was it good? Competitive and probably will give into the temptation. Ah, I see. No, but don't go around shooting crows, especially if you want to befriend them, because that would be completely counterproductive. And if you want them to hate you, then do that, because that guy that I talked to, not a friend, right, but some guy I met at university, his car is always full of bird poop, and he suspects that it's the crows. And he's also been attacked by crows randomly. So they hate him. He also shoots pigeons, but... yeah, he's someone who shoots birds. Someone else can have my clone as I don't play. Sure, if you want to gift that thing away, I would be okay with that. Since you're still paying the $1 per month. Been a good and just a long day, yeah. Currently on a bus back to university. I know how that feels on a bus, and then you've had a long day, but I would prefer, after being so freaking exhausted like you are right now, I would prefer having a bus ride than having to drive the car. Because driving after being exhausted is not really fun. At least I don't think it is. I prefer being rested. Or in a okay mood in order to drive. Wouldn't kill a creature unless I was going to eat it or it needs to be put down. Yep, that's also the two only reasons I have unalived, let's say, animals. I mean, I haven't hunted something yet, ever in my life, but if I needed to, I would have need to, you know, kill it. Or I have, however, I needed to, unfortunately, euthanize some of my goldfish. But I did it in the most humane way possible. So they didn't suffer, it didn't burn anything. There's something called clove oil that you can mix with water, and it's like a anesthetic. They just drift off to sleep. And that's what I did. Unfortunately, had to do. Hopefully I won't have to do it in the future. How to optimize your life. Have a few clones. 1 to stream video games, 3 to work different jobs, 2 to drive the working clones, and 1 to cook, all while you enjoy yourself. Yeah, but don't the other clones also want to enjoy themselves, and you have a clone war, kind of like in Star Wars, but not as cool, and with much less lasers, but still. About 3 weeks ago, me and a friend spent a total of like 8 to 10 hours on public transport. Oh wow, that is a long time. What about the clones? Want to enjoy their life? Yeah, exactly. Make all the clones be a hive mind. No issues there. That is a special step. That can't go wrong, right? They're gonna want to do the same stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, yeah, 8 to 10 hours, that's long. I know I've longest drive I did was about 9 hours. That's yeah, I think so. But I do need to take breaks in between. But you're pretty done for the day if you drive for 8 hours. No, for an American that's probably not that much, but yeah, it's not normal for Europeans to just casually drive 5 hours. Oops, didn't meant to open the Pokédex. You need to genetically perfect them. I mean, a clone would be genetically identical to you, right? So, I would drive for days straight if I could. I'm just thinking if that would even be possible. Depending on how far, what kind of car you're driving and how much fuel, how long could you drive without refueling? That's the thought that just crossed my mind. But I can't stay awake for that long for too often. It's rare for me to casually drive for more than an hour. Yeah, if I have the option of going there by foot or maybe by bike or something like that, or bicycle, right? Not a motorized bike. I don't have a license to drive that. I only have a car license. So I can drive normal cars, not even with anything behind me, you know, like a trailer or something attached to the car. You'd have to do a special test for that in Europe. But yeah, usually when I can avoid it, I don't take the car for 5-minute things. That is just no. And I'm only 15, so probably don't realize how fatiguing it would be. It also depends. I mean, it also depends if you're driving automatic or clutch or stick shift or manual, however you want to call it. But since you're from the UK, you're probably used to saying manual. That would make you more tired or fatigue you more than driving automatic. And it also depends on what kind. I do find that the very regular, somewhat monotonous drive on the highway doesn't fatigue you as much than starting and stopping and checking like you would in dense, busy, populated cities. That tires out more than driving on the highway. At least from my experience, right? Want a dirt bike so badly, might ask for one. I mean, I am not a good bicycle, not driver, I guess, rider. But, I mean, I was a very late bicycle. I mean, I only learned it when I was 12. I just couldn't do it when I was younger. Didn't have the motor skills for that. And I mean, I can ride the bicycle, but I'm not good at it. So I ditch any motorized bikes because I know I would just hurt myself or maybe accidentally off myself with an accident. So yeah, bikes are not for me. They're really freaking cool, yes, I agree. And my sister can drive them, ride them, but I can't, and I won't. I don't think I'll ever get a license for that. England got rid of the towing license requirement. Oh, okay. See, it's not like that in Luxembourg. I mean, it depends on how much it is, right? As in how many kilos it is. If it weighs, if it surpasses a certain threshold of weight in kilograms, I don't remember now how much that was, but then you need a special license for that. Okay, James, your message is retracted. Don't know if that was by mistake or not. Manual cars are cool. I mean, I did my driver's license in manual, but I prefer driving automatic, but that's just me. Probably just gonna listen for most of the stream today rather than talking, by the way. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I also don't mind. I'm not a big chatter myself when it comes to watching live streams, so delete my own comment because I mistyped it. Ah, okay. used to be able to turn without touching the handlebars on a bicycle. See, I just can't do that. I tried doing that, but I keep flying on my face when I tried. I just can't. I didn't delete the message. It wasn't me. For once, it wasn't you. Woo. Never bothered learning how to ride a bike as a kid and was more interested in computers. Yes, but if you've been to the Netherlands and you just want to be able to ride one, because there's some cities where it's so practical to have a bicycle. 10 years old, I used to ride 4 miles on a bicycle. Yeah, I didn't learn it until I was 12. Hey there, cried to Skywaker. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Just checking here because I'm heading off to sleep very soon. Alright, thank you for checking in, and I hope you have a good sleep. Used to own an electric bike that went like 40 miles per hour. Oh, for that also, it depends on how much, how strong the motorization is on any given vehicle. But there's some vehicles where some electric bikes that you need a license for in Luxembourg as well. But I'm not familiar with the license standards and rules and regulations in the UK. So maybe you can drive something like that or ride something like that without a license. Me and my dad tested this on a public road and he followed me in his Jeep. Ah. All the kids in my class were riding bikes and breaking their legs. I was researching what RAM was and making random PowerPoints about anything that came to mind. I also did random PowerPoints and no one other than me has seen them when I was a kid. Because that is... that's so funny now that I'm thinking about it. I knew Word, Excel and PowerPoint when I was 6 years old because my dad just taught it to me. But I couldn't ride a bicycle until I was 12 and I couldn't swim until I was 10, but was super early with already at 6 knowing how Word works and PowerPoint and Excel. At least some basics in Excel, right? In Excel you can do so many freaking things. Only I took like 2 police chases on the bike. I'm far from allowed to ride. Okay. Be careful with that though. Can be banned from your license if you get caught. Okay. See you next time. Nighty night all. Yeah, good night. And see you next time. 7 years old, my dad taught me the hard way to swim. Just threw you in a body of water and said go. Is that what you mean? Jeez. So less than half an hour. Just streaming left until now. Only one shiny. Was hoping that this was one, but no. That would be the, as in terms of haul, or how many shinies, the worst Safari Sunday, but not in terms of how I feel, because I'm having fun. Threw me into the deep end of a pool repeatedly again until I get tired. Oof. Yeah, I mean, the Germans and also in Luxembourg there's a saying or an idiom about that. And it's literally, I mean, what they say is ins kalte Wasser werfen, or in Luxembourgish, an kalt Wasser geheilt. And it literally translates to throwing someone in the cold water. But what it means, because it's not meant to be interpreted literally, of course. But what it means is that you throw someone into a situation where they don't have any help, and because they are thrown into a completely new situation, they adapt quicker, or that's how you teach them to adapt. Learn, but it wasn't easy, especially being 7 to 8 years old. I mean, I've had people in my class, or just people that I generally knew, who were already being, they could swim at 4 or 5 years old, and with swim, I don't mean keep your head above water, but really swim well and Wow. Yeah, throwing someone under the bus, I guess. That's why I'm so adaptable. Yeah, being adaptable is very good actually in this day and age. Yeah, taught the hard way. Just funny that that expression, that idiom exists in some Germanic languages, but not in English. At least not like this. Could be wrong though, maybe there is an idiom that is like this. Because I don't know every single idiom ever. And I also have kind of problems with these because of my autism. Sometimes I take them literally and I have to stop myself from doing that. Unrelated, but I learned how to climb from seemingly nowhere. Oh, so you just tried climbing and it worked? Jumping over walls and fences. So basically parkouring. Parkour? That's pretty cool. I have huge respect for people who can pull that off. I'm not such a person. Yeah, my motor skills unfortunately are pretty underdeveloped, but that is known. And I'm okay with that. It's not freaking terrible, but I'm too klutzy to do parkour. I would hurt myself before I did anything cool. I'm not that good at climbing either. Jumping, I mean, I was pretty good at jumping high now that I think about it in primary school or elementary school, but nothing too crazy. Remember a time where I struggled to jump up most obstacles, but recently I can do it with relative ease. Well, you've been going to the gym, right? So your condition, your stamina has improved. And now you're seeing the results of that. So yeah, that's why going to the gym is pretty good. I also need to go back to the gym. I mean, I don't want to lose weight. I'm very happy with the body that I have. But just doing sports is never a bad idea. 3 days? Okay, no, then that is a bit too short. Yeah, okay, I didn't know. I thought you were going for longer. So disregard my previous comment. Oh, and James, if you're still there, I think some of your British might have rubbed off of me. Some people say that my accent is turning more British, or British, I guess. In terms of weight and stuff, it's mainly my upper body that needs work. I mean, it's pretty good that you start with the gym. I commend you for that. That's good. I should go back as well. Like I said before, not because I want to lose weight, but just sports is good. It's good for you. British, yeah. Or you guys say water. Your legs are fine. Don't skip leg day though, right? You know the saying. Ruining your accent, or maybe you're also hearing your husband Scottish. Maybe it's him, who knows. Since I do a lot of walking and jumping. No, I wouldn't say that's ruining any accent. Oh, your new job gives you a gym membership. James, I think you should go. Honestly. So that, if I understand this correctly, your membership will be paid, right? So you don't need to pay for the gym. I did go to the gym back when I was a university student because the university would pay for my gym. That was really nice. So if that is the case and you can go to the gym without having to pay, technically, then I would do it. You know, you can do a basic program that doesn't really aim to turn you into a machine. I mean, if you really want to go into bodybuilding, you need more than just going to the gym, right? You need the right amount of nutrients and all that. But just to get some, you know, get a bit more, get healthier. Ah, classic. I thought that you couldn't go to college. At least you did type that, and I remember you typing that. And that you're still in high school. I remember that correctly. I could be wrong again, but when I was paying for the gym, it'd be 50 euros a month. And I stopped because I couldn't afford it, but I don't think the gym's totally free now. Like 70% off or something like that. Ah, I see. 50 euros a month, that is super expensive. That's even more expensive than a gym membership in Luxembourg. You don't go to school? You're 16, right? So you haven't finished your high school education? Oh, okay, I see. Oh, that is... Is that legal in the UK? Because that wouldn't be legal in Luxembourg. You have to go to school until you turn 16. Ah, your dad's friend has a private gym. Oh, that is definitely a good thing. You haven't? It's not legal? I mean... Yeah, that is quite a lot of things that you miss out on. But you did go to elementary or primary school, right? Yeah, you need a high school diploma for that. But still, you can retake that. Oh, that did not register. I'll do that again. Jeez, I suck at timing in the stream tonight. Okay. I mean, you can still retake high school. But doesn't that suck? Because I expect it to be very hard to find any kind of employment when you only, I don't mean it in a bad way, but I mean, if you have a primary school education and that's it, you don't have anything else, then it would be pretty hard getting any job. At least I would believe that's the case. You go to GCSE though, which is pretty important test. I do remember James talking about that test. I don't know exactly what it is, but it seems to be a very big deal over there. But yeah, I haven't heard of cases like this. I mean, my grandparents had to stop or interrupt high school because they were so freaking poor that they, especially my grandma, that they had to work. The children had to work. But sad seeing a modern example. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not saying you're an idiot, right? I mean, my grandma also only has primary school education on paper, but she was one of the most intelligent women I knew, so... Because, like you, she's been educating herself in other ways, other means. She was a wet nurse and a nanny for some rich Belgian architect, and he had a huge library, and she was allowed to read these books. So that's where she got a lot of education back. What test? The where is it now? The G something, GCSES test or something like that. Can't write really well, but in terms of spelling, not horrible, and learn new ways of working out math equations in my head. Well, that's pretty good, right? Yeah, there's still ways to relearn that, right? GCSE, okay. I'm pretty sure, James, that you've talked about that before. At least I think so. Is that like a exam you take before entering high school? Is your high school also segmented like it is in the US, where... What is it again? Junior and something and then senior? Because high school is just high school in Luxembourg. My adaptable trait is pretty much the only reason why I'm somewhat kind of intelligent. Pretty much, yeah. Well, that is pretty good that you have that. Yeah, my mom had to quit high school because the family was poor and they needed to eat, so the children needed to work. He was born during a time after the war where everything was, well, a lot was broken down because of these crazy Nazis. No, I don't want that giraffe. I want a shiny giraffe, if anything, but I'm not even looking for that. I'm looking for a Natu. Why am I not getting a Natu? Jeez. High school in the US goes freshman. Ah, that's what it is. Freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. Okay. We don't have that where I am in Luxembourg. GCSE is an exam taken at the end of high school. It's called secondary here. Ah, so it isn't... Okay. So that would be a 13e in Luxembourg. Okay. Get into college. Teachers say your GCSE grades affect the rest of your life, but they don't know. They don't. Just like they don't in Luxembourg. Did so poorly and I'm fine. I mean... If you've done poorly at a test, that doesn't mean that you're stupid, right? There's so many factors that can come into play when you take a test. How have you slept? Maybe you've been abused kind of by the school system and you want to get this over quickly, so you rush over it. There's a lot of reasons, right? The GCSE then is year 12 then, I think, for you, right? Pretty sure the only reason I've learned stuff is through Discord or sometimes these streams. I mean, I'm glad, but it's also kind of sad. Okay, that rhymes. Not my intention, but... Not sad as in I don't blame you, Classic. I blame the adults that raised you because that's their fault, not yours. How light works, yeah. But do be careful because on the internet there's a lot of misinformation, especially on TikTok. I mean, I don't have a TikTok, but I have a friend who has a TikTok account and he showed me some astronomy TikToks and like 50% were completely wrong. Yeah, in the US we take either the SAT or the ACT test, and after COVID most colleges don't use them anymore to determine admissions. Oh, so that changed with COVID? Interesting. I've heard about the SAT tests and apparently that score, if you score perfectly, then I think it's really rare if you score perfectly. Science was always my worst subject. The best grade I got in it was AD. Almost always getting Fs. Science is what I like the most. At least later in my high school, it got segmented into biology, medicine, chemistry, physics. Been working for almost 6 years now. I'm like twice your age and you have so much more working experience than I have. ACT is older and harder, so most people don't take it, but I have some friends who took it. Oh, it's harder than the SAT score. So remember the day my mom came into school and told me I'm not gonna go anymore and I'm gonna start working. Yeah, that's like what my grandparents went through, or yeah, okay, my mom, but she was born in the 50s and was after the war, you know, after the Second World War. But now that this exists, I mean, I'm aware that this phenomenon is still around, right? But do feel bad for you, because that is a thing that might make things more complicated. Okay, what do I get now? Hopefully a shiny? No, yes, no. Jeez. Well, at least I can talk with you guys, because discussion-wise, I've had a lot of fun. Too bad I didn't get a lot of shinies. I think this is the second to last, the penultimate reset that I try. And well, looks like the next Safari Saturday or Safari Sunday is gonna be in Area 1 again. That's when everything went downhill. Then my friends... Oh, okay. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel. There's so many things that... I mean, that has happened to me as well, in a way where everything worse... Well, everything that was horrible just happened at the same time. Or was very close, happened close to each other, and that just... it's a whiplash you don't want to experience. Hopefully the Natu, but I'm wondering if it's because of the NPCs that are here. Oops. I mean, there's some NPCs here that sometimes turn around, and that can change some frames, as in, you know, like this guy here. Don't walk around. So maybe I need to get used to go into this patch of grass and try that. Maybe it's because of that. I mean, it could be. At least we got one shiny. Better than nothing. When I have to break my personnel, it's mainly because I'm trying to help or open up to people. Yeah, I do also know how that feels. Well, yeah, that's very unfortunate. But seeing how you seem to be able to stay afloat whatever life throws at you, I guess you'll manage. What was the shiny? The only shiny that I've gotten in the stream now is the shiny Doduo. So I'm gonna show it to you. This one. Oh, got Pokerus as well. Huh, nice. And yeah, it's the only one that I've gotten. I already have one, but hey, now I have two shiny Doduos. Sometimes it is like this. Sometimes I just reset over and over again and I don't hit the frame. Sometimes it's because some frame advances that I didn't do, like the NPCs that turn around. And sometimes it's just me not messing up the timing. I mean, I originally planned to end the stream earlier, but I don't have that appointment Monday morning anymore, so it worked out. Right, 15 seconds left. Let's see if maybe this will yield me a shiny. Who knows? Even if it's an accidental shiny. But then, this being the Safar-Zone, I still need to catch it. Okay, let's see if that was the correct input. What do we have? No, that is a normal Gloom. Last reset for today. Before it's midnight where I am. So, fingers crossed for this one. I think I'll immediately go to that patch of grass that I was talking about earlier. So this guy doesn't do what he did now. There's another guy there, but I think he doesn't turn around, he just stays, so that is actually okay. Weird how that works, but also I think the only reason I'm looking for kind of specific partner is to replace that friend and lighten the mental load. Yeah, sometimes you want to fill that void, right? I do mean what you... I know what you mean. Yeah, and yeah, it's pretty good having a partner who matches your personality. They always say opposites attract. That might be true, but opposites usually don't stay together long. Most stable relationships are usually ones where they have a lot in common. I'm gonna head out. Hopefully I'll be here Wednesday. Right, Kaiser Karmazin, thank you so much for being around, and yeah, see you next Wednesday. Good night. So, James, are you still there? Because I wanted to tell you that I ordered something, right? I told you before on WhatsApp that I ordered something, and if I ship it to the UK, it will be much less expensive. So now you know. It's being shipped right now. Should arrive next week, maybe Wednesday, the seller told me. Arch is my opposite, especially after some slightly heated words in VC. Oh, did you have a kind of fight with him? Ah, yeah, James. So you know, maybe it most likely will arrive on Wednesday. So if my name is on it, then you know it's for me. And just bring it with you when you fly over. You're fine to ship anything to me. I can bring it with me, especially since I don't have to worry about luggage weight this time, as I'm only staying for a few days. Yeah. Wouldn't say fight, I'd say more serious version of our usual bickering. Okay. A heated discussion, I think that would be a appropriate moniker, wouldn't it be? I know what you mean, yeah. Oh, Also, thank you, James, because the export costs would have been, the shipping cost would have been way too much, like almost 50 euros, which I don't, no, not paying that much. Alright. Let's see if this one was the correct one. Last reset yields me a shiny Pikachu? Yeah. Alright. Sure, why not? Another one. Okay, you're still with us. Chuck a ball. See if she stays. Ooh. Okay, you're still with me. I'll throw another ball and see if you stay. No? Are you still with me? Okay, maybe I'll... Here, you can have the level 11 Pokéblock. There you go. You love it. Of course you do. Who won, them or Arch? Oh, James. Arch got personal. He won but only because I told him about my dead friend. Ooh, okay, that is pretty dark. And... yeah, no second shiny Pikachu. Oh well. The only shiny that I've gotten in the stream was this. But still, I had so much fun. I hope you guys just had as much fun as I did. And how much was the shipping to my place? Like £4 or something. That's not a lot. Now Arch is dead to you? No. But yeah, still thank you for sticking around, and see you guys on Wednesday for Wild Wednesday. So goodbye and good night.